Yes, sir. We are back, baby. Yeah. 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 Well, let me talk to you. What's going on, everybody? It is GunzPicks. We are back here, Breakin Ankle Show Monday night edition. And my God, did we have ourselves another positive day. 6-3 in the plays, another 2.5 units to add to the stack. We're 62, 46-2 since the inception of the GunzPicks channel. It is and plus 15.95 units for the people. Let's go. And we're right. UAB sucks. Hey, listen, we were on the right path. First half was electric. They were way up. They were dominating in that half, and they completely. We watched them unfold like a cheap suit. It was epic proportions, but you know what? It's part of gambling karma. We took BYU the night before. They were getting waxed in the first half, and they came back and covered for us. So sometimes it's even Steven with the gambling gods. That's all we can do. Of course, I got to say what's up to my guy, Sox Nation. Always in the chat, always sharing his opinions, and I love it no matter what because he's honest. We'll go on. We got some picks for you today. I got 5 plays for you. Some of them are a little bit square, and quite frankly, I'm looking at the lines right now, and I feel a little bit bad doing the show right now because the value that I got on some of these picks, even though I got them a little bit earlier in the day, they're starting to move very fast right now. So I will do my best to give you my opinions and my analytics on this one. I do have better lines on this one, but I still will give you my opinion how if I still like the game or not. In most cases, I do. So let's just get into the plays. Let's start with this one. Let's start with one of the top games tonight. We're talking Duke UNC going to the PNC Center, Raleigh, North Carolina, 7 p.m. tip. And I'm going with Duke on this one. I hate to say it, I got to take the hat off, of course. Going to put the Duke hat on. I'm just going with the hotter team on this one. Granted, it could be a letdown spot. It could be a look ahead spot. But right now, it doesn't seem like Duke is kind of cooking on all cylinders, whether it's road or home. As long as they're a mid favorite, I'm going to be taking Duke on this one. Duke's offense is way better than the NC State defense. They're 8th in offensive efficiency, 17th in field goal percentage, 11th in 3-point percentage, 95th in offensive rebounds, and 165th in free throw percentage. On the defensive side of the ball, you got NC State, right? Defensively, they're 82nd defensive efficiency, 274th in defending the three, which is going to be key on this one because Duke can hit their 3-point shots. Like I said, 11th in 3-point percentage in the country. And they're 248th in the country in allowing opponents to get to the free throw line. So the matchup just doesn't work that well to go and fade Duke at this point. Then you got to look at the run that Duke's been on since the end of January. They're 8-2 straight up in ATS for the last 10 games. 8-0 ATS is a favorite in that span. So they are just dominating. The only 2 losses that they had was at Wake Forest as a dog. That was a complete letdown spot against a Wake Forest team that, quite frankly, is just one of the best home teams in the country. And then they played UNC on the road. I mean, those are legitimate losses. So to take NC State here, while it might be the contrarian play, it may be the quote unquote, what they tell you is the sharp play. I don't think so. The line's not moving in that direction to tell me that that's going to be the sharp angle on this one. But then you got Duke on this one. 4-0 ATS on the road as a single-digit favorite versus conference opponents this season. They should make a 5-0 here. NC State 3-3 straight up, 2-4 ATS in the last 6 home games. Also, NC State 1-5 ATS as a dog of 7 points or less. And this thing is climbing to 6.5 right now. I did get it at 5.5, so I'm officially making a play at 5.5. But I'm just telling the people, go try to find a 6. 6.5 is fine if that's all you can get right now. But go grab it now because I'm not sure by tip, which is in about 20 minutes, 24 minutes from now. I would just take Duke on this one. I like the play. Give me Duke first play of the night, minus 5.5 officially, but I still like it at 6.5, 2-unit banger, baby. And then Peter in the chat. Actually, let's go Sox Nation first because right side, great pick. Yes, I think it's Duke's night on this one, and I think they're going to go win at Duke. I can't wait to see that line Duke UNC on Saturday. See what that's going to look like. That's going to be an interesting spot, in my opinion. I like Duke. Everyone's on NC. Well, we'll see how it goes tonight because I think Duke's is going to get it done here tonight. Duke 1-3 last 4 versus at NC State. Well, different teams, they turn over teams so much. You can't really you can utilize that as a historical factor. However, a lot of the guys have never played at NC State, and this NC State team isn't as strong as what they've been in the past. So we'll see how it goes there in Raleigh. And then we got Peter in the chat, always hanging with us, always a true gun disciple. Duke, solid in so many ways. We'll see how that goes in the tournament, what side of the bracket they're on. There are a lot of teams that can get this done to win the championship. I do like a few spots. I will not make a future pick, though, until I see a bracket and I see where teams are placed, and then I can really envision how it was going. If you followed me last year, you knew what I picked. I gave you UConn before the tournament started at 22-1. Ain't it cash? So there you go. We're going to be cooking on this one. Let's go to the next play. Oh, by the way, for anybody that's watching right now, I know there's a lot of people watching tonight on Twitter, on Instagram. I just want to say thank you for everybody for the support. I officially hit 10,000 followers. I am Mr. 10K. I'm part of the 10K club. The jacket's in the mail with a little embroidered thing that I can call myself Mr. 10K on X. And we're going to have a little $50 giveaway for all the new followers that signed up last night. And, of course, anybody that reposted the tweet who was a part of that as well. I've got a little wheel that I'm going to spin at the end of the show for the $50 giveaway. So just hang tight. We're going to give you some picks on this one. And let's get to the next one here on the board. Wait, one more time for analytics on this one. Got Duke at a parlay. A little bit scary at 6.5. Yeah, we'll see. I got 5.5. But yeah, we'll see how it goes tonight here on the road. Like I said, Duke is typically excelled in these spots during the week. So we'll see how it goes on this one. Anyways, let's go to the next play on the board. Let's get a little bit grimy, though. Let's go Jacksonville. I'm not talking about Jacksonville State. I'm talking about Jacksonville. They're going against Kennesaw State here. Baptist Health Arena, Richmond, Kentucky, 7 p.m. tip. Going with the dirtiest of the dirty, the grimiest grimy in the end of the regular season for this conference. And I'm going to be going with Jacksonville here as the dog, and it's dropping. I got it at plus 3.5, and now it's at 2.5. I did check the book before the show, and it's dropping, plummeting. But I think Jacksonville can win this game outright. I think this is a perfect position to go take them as the dog. Listen, both of these teams, when you look at the matchup, both sides of the ball, they match up very well with one another. You look at Jacksonville's offense, they're 306 in offensive efficiency, but they're going against a Kennesaw State defense that's 301st in defensive efficiency. So there's not much of a gap there. On the offensive side there for Kennesaw State, they're 200th in offensive efficiency, but they're going against a Jacksonville defense at 211th in defensive efficiency. So good matchup between these two teams. If there's an advantage on this one, Jacksonville is better on the boards on the offensive side, but Kennesaw State has the ability to create turnovers on the defensive side. So there is a little bit of advantage on with those two teams in that regard. And then Jacksonville on an 11-game road losing streak, and they're on the road here today. 0-2 straight up versus Kennesaw State, but they're 2-0 ATS versus them this season. They are 5.5-point road dogs in the first matchup. They were 5-point home dogs in the second matchup, and now you see them the line completely plummet here to 3.5. Now it's down to 2.5. So it's going in the right direction to lead me to believe that it is Jacksonville in a redemption spot in the third leg of their game. And I'm sorry, it's not regular season on this one. We're in tournament time with this conference. And then you got Kennesaw State 1-8 ATS in their last 9 home games, 1-4 straight up in their last 5. Only win though was Jacksonville. So this is a team that not very good. Jacksonville has been playing very tight with them, though, very competitive with them. And I think they're going to be hungry for a win here. I think they get it done on the road versus this Kennesaw State team. Give me Jacksonville plus 3.5. Get it plus 2.5 if it's still out there available. But I got it plus 3.5 officially as a 2-unit banger. Baby! As we get back into the chat, of course, Michael in the building as always. What's up, my guy? How you doing on this beautiful Monday? Peter says, congrats on the 10K. So well deserved. Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a long road, brick by damn brick. The inception of GunzPicks started in 2019. We were cooking with football, and then March hit, and then all of a sudden everything went kaput on 2020. And that account still survived by finding ways to create content, finding ways to claw and grime. I started with nothing. I worked my way up to 10K. By 2024, we are here in less than 5 years. So I guess in 10, if I'm still alive, we'll be at 20K. So let's go. Hit the horn. All right, let's get into the next play here. Let's go 7:30 game on this one. NC Central versus Morgan State, Hill Fieldhouse in Baltimore, Maryland, right up the road from GunzPicks Studios. And I'm going to be going NC Central on this one, road favorite, -7. And I'm looking at the board right now. I'm seeing 8.5, I believe, when I checked. Yes, it's going up to 9 now. So I'm on the right side of this. I think they win by double digits. That's why I took the line at 7. I thought it was a low line. Let me tell you my reasoning behind this. When you look at this one, NC Central is just statistically a better team than Morgan State. 223rd in offensive efficiency, 229th in field goal percentage, 125th in offensive rebounding, 279th in the free throw line. You say to yourself, those are bad numbers. Well, let me tell you what Morgan State is. 344th in defensive efficiency, 305th in defending shots, 361st in defensive rebounding, and then on the offensive side, 326th in offensive efficiency. They're very sloppy with the basketball, 343rd in the country in turnover percentage. They are a good free throw shooting team, but they are susceptible at getting the ball stolen from them. They're 351st in the country in allowing steals. And then you got a good defense there for NC Central. They're 115th in stealing the ball, 105th in turnover percentage, 75th in defending shots. So on that perspective, I think it matches up well. The advantage here is the NC Central defense versus this Morgan State offense. And then you got NC Central. If you look at their numbers, they're just a covered machine on the road. 10-3 ATS on the road this season, the last 13 games. NC Central also covered 4 straight with the last 3 games in this spread range. It's between the 6 and the 9. So you're seeing them at 8.5 and 9. That's why I'm saying it's still fine to take that number. They've covered 3 straight in similar numbers already this season, and they're playing another inferior opponent to them in Morgan State. NC Central is 5-1 ATS when they are favored by 4 points or more too. Take that into consideration. 5 out of the last 6 games in these situations, they have covered the spread and dominated as high favorites. It's also a revenge game for NC Central. They lost outright to Morgan State in the first matchup, 79-72 on February 5th. And they were 8-point home favorites on this one. So it did hit in the range. When I said 5-1 ATS, guess where the ATS loss was? Morgan State. But the line swing from game A to game B wasn't anything. Like I said, they were 8.5-point favorites in the first game at home. Now they're going on the road, and the line is identical on the road. Why is that? It's because it's going to be an NC Central blowout here. Also, NC Central 5-2 ATS in the last 7 games versus Morgan State. So this game, the last game, I should say, was an anomaly. You're not going to have it happen twice. You're going to see a blowout here with NC Central. Give me NC Central -7 officially, but take it at 8.5 right now. It's good. Probably up to 9.5 at this point. So it's NC Central -7 officially. 2-unit banger, baby. Let's fire some machine guns today on this beautiful Monday. As we take a sip of the potion, we got to give Michael his due. He likes some plays. He said, nice Sunday. He likes Jacksonville money line. Can't agree with you more on this one. If the line is that low at 2, just take him on the money line at that point. I did get 3.5 for a little bit of protection, though. He likes Baylor, -6.5. North Colorado, -5.5. And he likes the first half in Duke. That at -2.5. Can't talk you off those plays at all. I think we have some alignment there. I will be talking about the Baylor game here in a second versus Texas. We're going to go, Peter's going to says, yeah, Iron Man guns. I grind, baby. Daily. This is all I do. Football season, basketball season. I'm going to take a break during the summer because I need to get my vitamin D and I need to prepare for college football and NFL and be ready for you guys to grind out the fall. Also, he likes the under in the NC Central game 150. Can't talk you off that one either. And then Michael, just giving some props there. I saw you hit 10K. Congrats. I know 20K not far off. I'm working, baby. I'm working. 10K was a milestone there. Now it's just going to come easy. It's going to be left and right, left and right. Let's have a good, if we have a good March Madness, this thing is going to go through the rafters, and I can't wait to do it. All right, let's go to the next play here on the board. Just checking the timetables on this one. So we gave you Jacksonville. We gave you NC Central. We gave you Duke. I will hold up on my best bet, but let's go into this one here. We're going to go take a ride down to Cali, Sacramento, Cali, that is, at the Nest. You know who plays at the Nest? Anybody? Bueller? Sacramento State. That's who plays at the Nest. They're going to be playing Eastern Washington here in a rematch of a blowout that Eastern Washington put on display versus Sacramento State. But guess what? We're going to be taking the dog on this one. I'm taking Sacramento State here plus 8.5. I think you can still get those numbers. Maybe it's down to plus 8, but it's still great. I think this game is going to be very close as a 2-unit banger. Let's talk about it. Eastern Washington has the advantage statistically. I can't argue with that, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They are 77th in offensive, 56th in field goal percentage. They do get sloppy with the ball, though. 296 in turnover percentage. They're not a great rebounding team. Granted, they make their shots, so why would they need to rebound? 275th in offensive rebounding and a good free throw shooting team to boot. 31st in the country in free throw percentage. On the defensive side, it's like, Sacramento State ain't putting up numbers either. 288th in defensive efficiency, 333rd in defending shots, 64th in defensive rebounds. And you're asking yourself, with those numbers, Guns, what are you doing taking Sacramento State? Look at the home and a road splits here with Eastern Washington. Eastern Washington scores 88.7 points per game at home, right? Good numbers. However, when they get on the road, only 74.4 points per game on the road. So there is a significant drop-off there. And it's what? We're talking 14, 15 points on this one of a drop-off between home versus road. I mean, that's enough for me to go and let's take a higher dog on this spot with insurance. With Sacramento State has a nice little run. They're playing actually ATS wise. They're playing very competitive against their opponents in that regard. 5-1 ATS in the last 6 games, winning their last 2 straight up, and they were dogs in those. So I think in these spots, maybe we should be looking a little bit more towards the Sacramento State side, getting hot at the end of the season as far as spreads are concerned, than this Eastern Washington team playing in a lackluster game on the road. Sacramento State is also 4-0 ATS as a home dog this season. This is the 5th time that they've been a home dog, and they've covered 4 already. So, and these two teams did meet, like I said, on December 30th, and Eastern Washington just waxed them. 87-61 is 9.5-point home favorites. And the line is 8.5 right now. I still think it's good, regardless of non-regression on the line from game A to game B. Eastern Washington 2-5 ATS in the last 7 games too. You got to consider that, and they've just not done well as a heavy favorite all season long. 2-7 ATS as a favorite of 8 points or more, and that's what you got here in this position. And you got to look, where did Eastern Washington come from? They just played an OT game 2 days ago. They put up 108 points and won the game in OT at home in the last home game of the season. And now you got to tell them to go pack your bags, go on the road to Sacramento, California, and go play in the flattest of flat spots versus a team that, what do they have, 6 wins, 8 wins or something like that? I don't think this team's going to be motivated to play in this one. I think they're thinking about the conference tournament and not this game, and it's a little bit of a look ahead here, but I think Sacramento State's got a little motivation more than Eastern Washington. So I'm going to take Sacramento State on this one, plus 8.5 as my doggy of the day. That's right. And for everybody that's watching right now, whether you're watching on X, whether you're watching on Instagram, whether you're watching on TikTok, whether you're watching, I don't know, in my house right now with a live studio audience. I'm just kidding. I don't have that, do I? I don't have the laugh track. There we go. Like and subscribe to the GunzPicks YouTube channel. Hit the notification button. Hit the like button on this video if you can. Just support whatever I'm doing. I'm giving out absolute heaters left and right. Like I said, the inception of this channel, 62, 46, and 2 for everybody that's been following along from the beginning, plus 15.95 units currently. And we're just cooking with absolute napalm every single day, plays daily. So please like, subscribe to the channel, and be a part of the movement that is the GunzPicks channel. All right, without further ado, we do have ourselves a little best bet. Let's go. And we're going to be taking a trip down to Waco, Texas. Foster Pavilion, 9 p.m. East Texas versus Baylor. And the buy hat is engaged once again. I feel like I've worn this hat on the show way too many times, and I'm going to do it again. I'm addicted to betting Baylor, and I just have to do it in this position. Give me Baylor here, -6.5, 2-unit play. Let's talk about it. We're going Baylor's offense, one of the best in the country, 5th in offensive efficiency, 12th in field goal percentage, 22nd in offensive rebounding, 3rd in field goal percentage. I already said that. No, I'm sorry. 3-point percentage is what I meant. 101st in free throw percentage. So this team can shoot the ball. Their offense is their strength. On the defensive side of the ball, Texas has a top 40 defense. They're 35th in defensive efficiency, 66th in defending shots. Not a good defensive rebounding team, however, 214th in that regard. 181st in defending the three, which is key on this one because you have a good three-point shooting team with Baylor. And they're 196 in the country in allowing opponents to get to the free throw line. So you're going to have some opportunities here to get to the charity stripe here for Baylor. And they're going to be able to have some nice little decent open shots looking at the three. And that's what you want in those games with Baylor playing at home. When you look at the other side, you got a Baylor team that's 67th in defensive efficiency against an offense. For Texas, that's 27th in offensive efficiency. Everything else matches up pretty well. However, defending shots is a problem for Baylor. 205th in defending shots in the country, but you have a good offense that can support you. I'm not too worried about that statistic. Then you got the home versus away splits, right? Baylor, 85.9 points per game at home, 75.5 points per game on the road. Very different team than when they played at Texas because you get a better efficient offense with this Baylor team. Baylor's defense only allows 67.7 points per game to their opponents at home, but 74.6 points per game on the road. So better home team altogether with Baylor. Texas, on the other hand, while there isn't much difference in the offensive production, on the defensive side of the ball, they allow 77.3 points per game on the road. At home, it's 62.2 points per game at home. So the numbers are fluctuated, and that defense isn't as good as you think when they travel. It's also a revenge spot for Baylor. They lost on the last-second layup, 75-73. They were 2.5-point dogs. Baylor did cover that spread by a hook, but the line is completely flipped around on this one. So they go from a 2.5-point dog to a 6.5-point favorite. I'm seeing it go up to 8 at this point. I did get it at 6.5, but I'm seeing this line completely go off the radar. I don't think it's going back down, so grab it. If you can find 7, 7.5, 8, they're going to win by double digits, in my opinion. This is going to be a nice little blowout, but I'm thankful that I have a 6.5 CLV trophy to hang my hat on. And then you look at Texas, 4-4 straight up in ATS on the road this season when they are a dog of 6 points or more, and they're 0-4 ATS in those positions. So you have a team when they become a dog of 6 or more, they haven't covered yet all season. They're 0-4 in those spots. Baylor 7-1 ATS in the last 8 games versus Texas, so they lost that one game. They were on a 7-game covering streak versus Texas, and now that was shattered in that last game. So there's super revenge on this one. I think Baylor blows them out here. I think this is just a ticket we need to ride for now with Baylor, especially at home. It's going to be a similar situation that what happened in the previous game when they absolutely demolished Kansas, I believe. So we're going to do it one more time in the Big 12. Give me Baylor. -6.5, -7, -8, whatever the number is. It's going to be Baylor all day long. 2-unit banger, baby. Yes, sir. And Uzi says, lock me in at +7. That's okay. That's what you want to do. we're good with that. I just give the statistics and give the analytics, and by God, they still have to play the games. So can't win them all. We'll see what happens in this one. And he says, Uzi, bro, what's up with the lotto? Yes, that is the next step. Okay. So if you guys paid attention last night, I did get over 10K followers, as I've already said. But there was a $50 Venmo lottery in here, and how to get into that, you had to, and the rules were, there was a tweet with that I said $50 if you repost this and or become a new follower. So what I did is I took the list of all the new followers that came in from now to the start of the show and anybody that retweeted that specific post. So if you're not eligible for those two items, you're not on the wheel. So I don't want to hear any complaining. Put a lot of names on here. So I'm going to share that now. I'm going to share the wheel with the people to get it up here before we finish off the show. And then I'll recap the plays one more time. Actually, I'll recap right now before the tip on some of these games. So I'm going to be on Duke -5.5. These are official plays for me. And I still like the Lions. You can take them whatever they're at right now. Duke -5.5, 2-unit special. I'm going to go Baylor -6.5, 2 units versus Texas. I'm going to go Jacksonville State +3.5, 2 units. I'm going to go NC Central -7, 2 units. It's still good up to 10 right now. They're going to blow them out. And then I'm going to go Sacramento +8.5, 2 units. There's 5 plays, all 2 units. So those are going to be the bangers that pay the bills. All right. So let's get the wheel up on the board. Give me 1 second. All right. Here's the wheel. So all the names that are on there that put in the work and put in the effort to get me over the 10K hump. So one spin for $50, and then I will DM you and get your Venmo or however you want to get the $50 prize. Here's the spin. Let's go. $50 winner, SJ TR Trigger, I guess. San Jose Trigger. I don't know. But congratulations. If you're in here, you can DM me and send me your information for the Venmo. You have just won $50 cash lotto prize, the 10K winner. And we will I'll send you the money from there, but I will definitely DM you if you don't DM me. But that's going to do it here for the Breakin' Ankles show. I appreciate all you guys for getting me over the hump. Let's cash some tickets. Let's dominate the board. And as always, let's keep dancing. Bang!